Hello friends, welcome back to our channel. So in this tutorial we'll be looking at the part sorting and we'll be looking at the ladder programming for the part sorting by size. Okay, so this is now a second example we are looking. And the first example we have only indicated the type of the part, that is if the part is large part we have indicated by an indicator. So you can check the previous videos for that. So in this example we'll be sorting the parts by size. So there are two types of parts are available in this example. One is large part is available and second is small part is available, and we have to sort these two into these two boxes. Okay, so this is rear box. In the rear box we have to sort large parts, and this is front box. In this we have to sort the small parts. Okay, so there are two conveyors. So these two conveyors are connected together. So there is a forward conveyor and there is a Y2 is another conveyor. So it is jointed by here, and this is a sensor which will give us the size of the part. Whether the part is small or large, it will be given by this sensor. So there are three inputs are available for this: x1, x2, x3. Okay, so let us see how the system works and how we can sort the parts using this system. Okay, so there is a robotic arm which will supply the parts to us, and the initial position of the robot is x0. So x0 is on means robot is at its initial position, right? So how the system is started? So there is a push button 1, that is x20 is the input. You can see here, if I press this push button and robot arm is at initial position, will turn on the y0 and it will supply the part on the conveyor. Again we have to turn off this y0 so that it will come back to its initial position. Again x0 will be on. Okay, so this robotic arm will supply parts on the conveyor. So there are two types of parts available. One is large part and small part. Okay, so it is in random fashion. So this robot arm will supply random parts on the conveyor. So the operation is like this: if I press the push button and robot arm is at initial position, that is x0 is on, will turn on the y0 will be on. So it will take the part and it will supply the part on the conveyor. After y0 has to be on for the 1 second. After 1 second y0 has to be off. So it will come back to initial position. Okay, we have to ensure that if we press the push button at that time, x0 has to be on, then only the robotic arm will start. So y0 will be on only if push button is pressed and x0 is on. So this is a prerequisite for the robotic arm. Okay, after that the part has been supplied. Now the part will be of large size or small size. Okay, so then we have to start the conveyor y1. So we have to start the conveyor so that the part available over here will move in this direction. When it comes in front of the sensor, now depending upon the size, the inputs x1, x2, x3 will be operated. So suppose the part is large part, then all the inputs, that is x1, x2, x3 will be on. So x1, x2 and x3 will be on when the part is large, and if the part is small, then only x3 will be on and x1, x2 will be off. Okay, so this is the conditions for the part. So if the part is large, all the inputs x1, x2, x3 will be on, and if the part is small part, only x3 is on and x1, x2 will be off. Okay, so here we will able to know that the part on the conveyor is large or small part. Okay, if the part is large, we have to move this part to the rear box. Okay, so again there is another conveyor. So this is the output for this another conveyor is y2. So we have to turn on the y2 so that the part will come on this conveyor. Now before moving to this, we have to, there is a sorting wing is there. Okay, so the output for the sorting wing is y5. So you can see this blue portion, it's a sorting wing. Okay, now it is at this position, means what? The job will go into this direction. If I turn on this y5, so if y5 is equal to on, this will come into this position. Okay, so this is the default position of the sorting wing. So whenever this default position is there, so if y5 is equal to off, this is the default position. If y5 is on, we'll get the this position. Okay, so that dotted line is that position will get if the Wi-Fi is on. Okay, so we have to ensure that if the part is large, here we have to turn on the Wi-Fi, so it will come into that position and the job will go into the rear box. Okay, so if the part is small part available over here, what we have to do is we have to keep Wi-Fi off so that it will remain in this position and the part will go into the front box. Okay, so this is how the system works. Now we can ensure that the part is falling into the box. How we can ensure? There are two sensors available, one is X5 and X4. This is a confirmation that we are taking is the box is moving from this conveyor and it is falling into the box. Okay, so whenever X5 is on, it ensures that the large part has been fallen into the box. X4 is on means what? It is a confirmation that the job from the conveyor has been fallen into the small box. So this is a confirmation. When this confirmation comes, any one of this input comes, we have to again turn on this. We have to repeat this process. So we have to turn on again Wi-Fi. So whole process will be repeated 1 second. So whenever any one of the X4 or X5 input comes, we have to repeat the process. Okay, means what? We have to turn on the Y0. Again, the part will come. Then it will be the selection will be made whether it is a small part or large part. Again, according to that, the sorting will be changed and it will be moved into the larger part or small parts. Okay, so this is how the system works and we have to write down the program. Hope it is clear to you. Now we'll try to write the PLC program for this logic. Okay, now before writing the ladder program, first understand the operation. We'll first understand operation of the sorting wing. Okay, so for that I will write simple test program so everyone will get understanding of the how this sorting wing operates. So I will use a bit M0, temporary bit M0, internal memory bit. I can turn on this using simulation. So I am using M0 and I will use Wi-Fi. Okay, so Wi-Fi is my output for the sorting wing. So this way. Okay, I will convert this program. I will write this program into the PLC. Okay, now you can observe that Wi-Fi is off right now, so it is in this position. If I turn on this M0 bit, so I am turning on this M0 bit, so Wi-Fi is on. Now this sorting wing is in this position. Okay, so whenever there is a large job is present, means that X1, X2, X3 are on. We have to turn on this sorting wing so that it will come in this direction and the large job will go into the rear box. Okay, so if the box is small box, only X3 is on, in that case we have to reset this Wi-Fi. So it will, if I reset this Wi-Fi, so right now you can see that it is in the default position. Wi-Fi is off, so this sorting wing is in default position. Now the small part has to go into the front box. Okay, so you can see that how this, if it is Wi-Fi is on, it will come into this position, so the job will go into the large box. If Wi-Fi is off, small part has to come into the front box. Okay, so this is about the operation of the sorting bin. So let us now try to write the ladder program for the said application. So first, when I press the start button and if the robot arm is at initial position, that is X0 is on, we need to turn on the Y0, so it will supply the command on the supply the parts on the conveyor. Okay, so we will take no contact of X20, so that is push button 1, and if the robot arm is at the starting point, means that X0 is on, we have to turn on the supply command, so that is Y0. Okay, so if the push button is pressed, robot arm is at the starting point, we will be turning on the Y0, so it will supply the command. Again, these are all push button is momentary push button. Okay, so we need to latch the Y0, so it is Y0. Okay, so we'll latch Y0, so the Y0 is on. Now we have to turn on the Y0 for the 1 second. Okay, after 1 second Y0 has to be off, so we'll start a timer for the 1 second. So we'll write the timer. We'll write instruction out T0 K10. So K10 means 1 second. So after 1 second we have to turn off the Y0. So we'll write NC of timer. When the timer completed, we'll get T0 coil. So we'll take NC of T0. Okay. So after 1 second this will be off. Okay, so again it will come back to its original position. Okay, so after 1 second this Y0 will be off and it will come back to its original position. Okay. Now the next is we have to turn on the conveyor Y1 and Y2. Okay, so after 1 second, so T0 will come. So after T0 we have to turn on the Y1. Similarly we have to turn on the Y2, that is another conveyor. Okay, so both conveyors are on after T0. After 1 second this conveyor will be on, again this conveyor will be on. Okay, now T0 is for momentary, so we have to latch both the values. Okay, so we have to latch, so I will write LD Y1 so it will latch Y1 as well as it will latch Y2. So Y1 contact will latch both the outputs Y1 and Y2. So both the conveyors are on now. Okay, so whatever part is over here, that will move towards in this direction. It will move in this direction. Okay, now we have to test the part size. Okay, so for testing we have to use 3 sensors, X1, X2 and X3. Okay, so when conveyor is on, that is Y1 is on, the part is moving on this conveyor. Now we have to check what is the status of this X1, X2, X3. Okay, so if the part is large part, all 3 inputs will be on. Okay, so we have to check whether the X1 is on. I will copy this, paste it, X2, I will make it X2, I will make it X3. So Y1 is on means the conveyor is on, and if all 3 inputs X1, X2, X3 are on, means that part is large part. Okay, so we'll take 1 bit to indicate it. So I will write set M0. Okay, so if Y1 is on means the conveyor is on and all 3 inputs X1, X2, X3 are on, M0 bit will be set, so it will remain on. Okay, so M0 bit tells us the part on the conveyor is a large part. Okay, similarly if I use same, I will copy all this. In the similar fashion I will write another line, Y1 is on, and if the part is small part means what? X1, X2 are off and X3 is on. Okay, so X1 is off, so I need to write NC. X2 is off, so I need to write NC. Okay, so X1 is off, X2 is off, means X1 is off, X2 is off, X3 is on, so it means that it is a small part. So I will set bit number M1. So M1 bit will tell us the part on the conveyor is a small part, M0 bit will tell us the part on the conveyor is large part. Okay, so we have set 2 bits, so these bits indicates us the part on the conveyor is large or small part. Okay, now depending upon these 2 bits we have to change the direction of this sorting wing. Okay, so if the sorting wing is off, the part will be moved on the small box. If the job on the conveyor is large job, we have to turn on this Wi-Fi. So Wi-Fi is on, the part will move into the rear box. Okay, clear. So depending on these 2 conditions we have to turn on the Wi-Fi, that is the sorting wing. Okay, so let us write the logic for this. So if Y1 is on and if M0 is on, Okay, so if y1 is on, means what? The conveyor is on, y1 or y2 both are on at the same time. So y1 or y2 we can use any one. Okay, so y1 is on, and if m0 is on, what do you mean by m0 is on? The part on the conveyor is a large part. In that case, we have to turn on the Wi-Fi. So I will write set Wi-Fi, because the part on the conveyor is large part, so this sorting wing has to be in this position. So we have to turn on the Wi-Fi, so it will come into this direction and the part will move into this direction. Okay, clear? So I'm repeating once again. If the large part is there, we have to, this sorting wing has to be in this position, so that part will move in this direction. Okay, so if y1 is on, conveyor is on, m0 is on, means what? Large part is there, we have to turn on the Wi-Fi, so it will come into this direction, the part will go into that rear box. Similarly, I will copy this, I will paste it. If y1 is on and if m1 is on, okay, what do you mean by m1 is on? The part on the conveyor is a small part, so this Wi-Fi has to be in the same position, or it is in the reset position. So I will write reset Wi-Fi. Okay, so y1 is on means what? Conveyor is on. M1 is on means what? The part on the conveyor is a small part, so we have to reset the Wi-Fi so that the part will move in the front box. Now these two bits are set, so it is m0 and m1, these are continuously on bit, so we have to reset. When we can reset these two bits? When the either x5 or x4 comes on, we can reset the m0 and m1. So if x5 comes, similarly x4 comes, any one of these two comes. Okay, so we are taking this in parallel. x4 or x5 comes, we will reset the m0. Similarly, we'll reset the m1. We'll reset those two bits. Okay, so m0 and m1 will be, when it will be reset, the last point is x5 or x4. Okay, so it means that the large part or small part, they are going into the box. Okay, so this is the confirmation. Now this is the last point. After that, the process has to be repeated. Okay, so how we can repeat the process? So what is our starting point? That is y0. Okay, so it is the first line. Okay, so we have to use here something so that the process will repeat once again. Okay, so here we will take one more bit in parallel, and we'll use coil M10. So at the last point, means x4 or x1 comes, it will turn on the M10 bit, and we'll use this M10 bit over here. So I will insert a line, so I will use one bit, that is M10 bit in parallel to the X20. So instead of pressing the push button, M10 bit will turn on the Y0. Okay, so this is our the programming logic. Now we'll write the comment for this program. So we'll turn on the comment mode. Now I'll write the edit, documentation and comment. So X20 is our push button number 1, X0 is the starting point, Y0 is our supply command, then Y1 is our conveyor number 1, Y2 is our conveyor number 2, X0 is our X1 is our upper sensor, X2 is our middle sensor, X3 is our lower sensor. Now this M0 bit is will tell us large part, M1 is your small part, and Wi-Fi is your sorting swing. Sorry, sorting wing. So X4, X5, these are the sensors at the end point. Okay, now we'll convert this program. I will write this program into the PLC. So write to PLC, we have to click on write to PLC button. Now the program will write into the simulator. Simulator has been written. Okay, so now we'll test this bit. So we have to, now you can see that it is X0 is on. So if I press the X20 button, push button 1, Y0 will be on. Okay, so I am pressing this X20 button. So the large part has come on the conveyor. So you can see that swing has been changed. Now the part is going into the gearbox. Now this part is small part. You can see that swing has been changed. Now it is going into the front box. It is again small part. Wing is in its default position. Large part. So you can see that the part has been changed. Okay. So you can monitor the animation as well as you can check the program here. Okay, you can see it is a small part, one is on. You can see here it's a small part, so M1 will be on. Okay, so M1 is on. You can monitor the sensor over here also. So it's a large part, all three are on, so M0 is on. Small parts, only X3 will be on and one is on. You can also check the position of Wi-Fi. So Wi-Fi is on right now, so it is in this position. So Wi-Fi is off, so it is in the default position. So this swing will change its direction if there is a change in the part. Okay, thank you.